Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on day 13 of Creep on June, hosted by Tracy Fox. And it's a fairly simple little policy envelope. And I actually thought I was filming when I did put tea bags on the inside of it to kind of cover it, and discovered I wasn't. So you didn't get to see me boringly put tea bags on the inside. You didn't miss anything. So I'm just going to trim that back a little to the edge of the envelope. Hopefully it's dry. It still feels like it might be a little bit damp, but I think it's good enough. Hopefully. We'll find out as we go along. And I don't have a full idea what I'm doing, which is fairly normal. Probably going to keep these little tea bag pieces. They're pretty cool. To adhere the tea bags, I used golden fluid matte medium. Mostly because I'm out of Liquitex right now. I need to buy some more. And it looks like I have a little bit of extra tea bag here, so I'm just going to pull this off. It's not necessary because it'll be completely covered by the envelope, and then the little flap will close. And I think here too, let's see if I can pull this off. Without wrecking the flap. Like so. And then it's very interesting. It gives it kind of a leathery feel to do that. Even on the right side, it feels quite different than it normally does. I'm going to use my blade and a ruler and trim this a little. Like so. And maybe just making sure I've trimmed enough off of that. I think so. And then fold the flap down like so. Now this time, before I sew it shut, I have, this is a tag from the day I did that little open-y one, so day 8 maybe, and I tried a different photo paper and I wanted to print it on both sides, but my printer would not pick up the shiny side. So this is kind of like a waste piece of paper, you could say. Only we don't waste things, do we? And I could use this tag. Definitely could use this tag. So, yeah, we could use the tag for this because we don't waste things. I'm just going to trim this off mostly so that I can get my hole punch closer in. I'm going to use this one, which I think this one's a 5/8 of an inch. And this one, which is bigger than that one. Maybe an inch. I got this one at the thrift store for $3. No, that's not an inch. This one is maybe 7/8 of an inch, and then this one is a little over 1/2 inch. But they're nicely sized. So what I want, and I think that the weight of this might be good to just do a single one instead of stacking them. Although we could, maybe, yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. So I'll do one out of the white extra. And then one out of the colored of the larger. And actually I'll do 2. So one for the top of the pocket and one for the bottom of the pocket. And then I should be able to get a smaller circle out of that other side. Maybe what I will do, I will definitely do this. Four. Look it, I can count. And in the waste not want not department, I'm going to put this over at the side so that we can keep the tag to go inside that envelope. And then I also have, I need something a bit heavier, so I have this one, which might not give me enough contrast. I'm looking for something that will contrast nicely with this taupey color so that it pops out just for the small circle. That, I don't think that has enough contrast. Oh, I know. So this is the one from the other day. So let's try to get some of that greener bit. That should work. So what Tracy Fox does, and I really like her idea, is she glues the circles together. like so. Two large circles. And two large circles. Like so. And then I guess I cut too many of the small circles out. Small circle. And a small circle. Not sure why in my head I thought I needed 4 of the little backing circles. Maybe I thought the backing circles were the fronting circles as well, which they're not. So then what I want, try to do this without getting my arm in your way, is I want to put a hole in the center of it. And what I do, because, oh, that's an inch. Look at, that's totally an inch. Is if I line this up on my grid mat, it's a 1 inch circle, right? So if I push the hole through, eyeballing it, that should be the center of that circle. Like so. And then, and actually I don't need to do it in the big one. I keep forgetting that. I keep doing it in the big one and I don't need it in the big one. Only need it in the small one. Yeah, only need it in the small one. Small one, it's harder to get it dead center. But again, you can kind of eyeball it if you're good at eyeballing. Like that looks pretty much like it's even. So then if I use my grid line, like so, you're only going to see the top of the awl. But that should be more or less in the middle of that little circle. And then if I wanted to, what I could do is just line it up on top like that and push. But instead I'm just going to do the same thing and go like so and eyeball that through like so. Then what I want is a brad. And I'm doing this, like it's funny because I do this and then every time I do it I think I'm doing this wrong. No, you do. You do it this. Do. Oh, look at that not being like even. After all that, it's not. Oh, it's pretty close. It's almost close. So I need to figure out, having said that, this also needs to be in the center of where the flap is and the center of the envelope. So that's 1, 2, 3.5. So 1 1/4, right? No. Take off the half. 1 and 1. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. Get my ruler. Yes, 1 3/4. And where do we want that? About like that. Let's put it about there. like so. Yeah, that works. And then split the little legs like so. If you don't do it before you put your envelope together, you can push the little holes in and glue these two little things together. So line that up there. So, yes, that way. 1 3/4. And try to put that in the center of this flap. Get a brad. Put that through and that through. And through. Like so. Those look pretty good. I think I could have gone down just a hair on the top one, but I think that's not too bad. I'm also going to trim off a little bit of this tannish color here on the bottom of the envelope, like so. Let's move those out of the way. I could, that didn't work. I could ink as well, in keeping with my scorched timber. Pardon my arm again. I just really, really like how this scorched timber makes everything look. I didn't ink much until I got this. I was like, oh, the patina works. Then I got scorched timber and I was like, let's put scorched timber on all the things. I promise it doesn't mean my cats. They look like I put scorched timber on them, but that's only because they're Siamese, or part Siamese, so they're already really brown and grungy to begin with. That looks pretty good. And this is coming off a little here. I probably didn't get enough gel medium on this one corner. So I'm just going to add some Barely Arts and just like gently pat that down. With the gel medium, I can add, I can use a little bit of force, but with the glue, you have to be really, really gentle with the tea bags. They're really fragile. Sometimes they're even hard to get apart after you take your like tea out. Trim a little off there and a little off there. You don't have to do that. I just want my flaps to be a small bit smaller. Smaller flaps. Glue. And glue. And close. And then once it's in my journal, I still haven't figured out what I'm using for stuff. Oh, shoot, no. I need to put something on this little bit, on the brad, so that whatever I put in and out does not catch on the brad legs. So I'm just using a small piece of washi tape, and I'm going to add glue to the back of the washi tape to ensure that it doesn't come off, because washi tape can be a little silly that way. The whole point of washi tape is that it is meant to be, you can put it down and take it up again. Make sure that's well and truly adhered. Give it a good burnish, especially at the top. And now we can put glue on here. One of the reasons I like to use the Barely Arts is when I make a little mistake like that and glue my envelope shut before I should, I can pull it apart without wrecking my paper. Comes apart really easily. If I'd used something like art glitter glue, I have heard it's virtually instantaneous. So now I also have this little here coming out. So I need to put washi tape on it, but this one is going to show up. So I put away all my tea bags, and I think a tea bag might not give enough stability. Let's see if I have some other washi tape that's a little less noticeable. I mean, I have lots of washi tape. You know, you don't need to send me washi tape. I've got lots. And lots, and lots, and lots. I don't know that you need to put like washi tape over top of this leg as much, because I don't know that it will catch. Better safe than sorry. Those are my overloads, the ones that I haven't put away yet. Sort of. I mean, they're kind of put away, but they're not really. Technically, that's it. I really should have put that circle a little lower, though. Now, what I'm going to do is cut out this extra tag that I have from day 8-ish, maybe. I could use this to replace the tag that I kind of wrapped, trying to get the hidden paper clip on the other day. I could, yeah. Oh, I was going to throw that away, but these glossy work so well. Those clustered flowers I make, this glossy photo paper makes the best, absolutely the best effects with the distress sprays. Absolutely amazing effects. And because it's photo paper, it's permanent when it's dry. The ink in the photo paper reacts with the distress oxides and makes whatever you do permanent. And I really like that. So I could just take that and trim it down and then fit it in there. I think actually I'm going to use this on the other page after I set all that. So then the page that this would go in my journal is here. So the thing is, how do I do that? Sometimes I do a policy envelope like so, in which case you don't need the closures. Like if you glue the flap here and then open it up like this and it becomes like a top tuck, but then you don't need the policy closure on your thingammy, and if I put it like so, unless I paper clip it on, there's no decorating the back, which seems like part of the whole point is to decorate the back, right? Or decorate it. So I might need to do like a pocket or something to put the policy envelope in. Uh-huh. All my days are trances, and all my nightly dreams are where thy dark eye glances and where thy footstep gleams. The poem from, pardon the mess, from day 10 made me think of the woman here from the Bride of Frankenstein page. And then totally unintentional, I was looking at the photograph, and the purple of the tag looks like it's her dress. Like it looks fully, that's the tag. It opens up. This is that image, but that looks like that's part of that image, that purple. I just totally unintentional. And this too, the photograph makes it look like that's a continuation of that image. So I don't know that I want to use her again on, I didn't do a video for this one, but this is my day 10. So I used the tag, I did a tuck on here, and then it just opens up, little pocket on the inside. This is just very lightweight scrapbook paper that I glued to the back of the trifolds so that it had a bit more stability to it. And then I did a flower on the front and a flower on the back and pushed the rivet through from the front. I did it before I did the flower on the back. I did the rivet on the front, pushed it through to the back, and then realized I had a rivet and nothing. So I glued and created a flower around the rivet, which was a bit of a challenge. So that was my day, what did I say, 10, 11? I haven't finished this one. That would be, I think that one's day 11. I kind of worked on day 12, didn't do much of anything, just kind of like put the envelope together and did that. And then that's the policy that would be for today. So I need to figure out what I'm going to decorate that with. Let's revisit our worm-headed Lenore, and perhaps cover the worms in her head. So I think I'll do something a bit like so, partly because that's like silly. She's missing the bottom of her. It's like a bust, but and that's, you know, dark-eyed glances. The person that works at a press wants to put a hyphen between dark and eye. Dark eye glances, you know. Oh, right. I am going to not adhere this completely. Leave this corner here up so I can get Lenore underneath. Like so. Perhaps more like so. And also, I want to put, do I have a little tiny piece of this almost flowery. I mean, I have way more. I just have to dye some more of it. I have meters and meters and meters of this stuff. Going to put that a bit like so. Doesn't show up very much, but it still will add a bit of interest. And it might, when the glue hits it, it might oxidize. And then I am going to put that like so. I don't know what this paper is. It feels really lightweight, but it's got, it might be the same stuff that I used for the envelope, that linen paper, because it's got some like structure to it. A little bit of interest, like that. And oh, that looks good because it brings that green from the background back in. So I like that. And now this. And then I'm not going to put any rivets or brads or little stamen things in this one. This is more just for decoration than for other decoration. Also, because it's a policy envelope, if I was going to put a brad in there, I would have wanted to do it before I glued the policy envelope shut. Oh, that's cool. It's cool, but it covers up the words. I don't want it to cover up the words. All right. That works. Oh, I was going to put the Nevermore on there. That's what I was going to do. So she's never more going to give him dark eye glances because she has worms in her head. And he's at the window asking the raven, where is my Lenore? And he says, nevermore. Okay, I'll stop now. That will somehow go on this page. And as a policy envelope, it would shut like that. But then all the decoration is on this side. So probably it will just get a small paper clip and get paper clipped in like so. And I think to this page. I'm just worried that that page might be a bit fragile, so I might need to reinforce it a bit if I'm going to clip things to the page. And look at, we're up to day 13. This is signature 1. Granted, this is going to get cut down a bit because it's not complete. But look at how chunky that is already. Like, yeah, I think we're in for a big one. So until next time, I hope you're really enjoying Creep on June and that you're crafting along and enjoying the process. And until next time, have a lovely crafty day. Bye.